free here, I can do that maybe Friday or so.
Very well. We will apply. We will at some point apply to the commission that the current CEO to avail the commission with the copy of the embargo.
Yes.
With respect to medical facilities.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes. So to continue to the issue of sharing the tape.
Yes.
So after the mayor threatened to go public to accuse me of fraud, I became agitated, and I confided in the people that I told you that I shared the audio with, and that's how they advised me to share the audio with them, to use it as a backup in case anything happens to my telephone, and I lost the audio.
Very well. Now, we will wait until you came back. So that issue led to your suspension?
Yes.
Your allegations of fraud led to your suspension at some point?
Yes.
Is that not correct?
That's right.
Can you please explain that?
Yes, so after refusing to write the apology letter, and after sharing the audio about 2 days or so,
yes,
someone called my attention that they had the audio over Freedom Radio.
Yes.
Yes, and I was surprised myself because I did not share the audio to Freedom Radio, and I thought that would be it. But having had the audio, the mayor convened emergency general council meeting, and at the emergency general council meeting, I was asked. I believe the agenda was about our case, that is the CEO and the executive of the Staff Welfare Association, and that of the deputy mayor. So at the general council meeting, I was asked to wait outside. I was not allowed to be present when the discussions took place. Yes. So they discussed about my issue, the guarantee of the loan, and then the discussion, the issue of the deputy mayor.
Yes.
So I was hoping, whilst I was waiting outside, I was hoping that after the mayor had presented the agenda, I would be invited, or the staff welfare executive will be invited to also come and give their side or our side of the story.
Yes.
But that never happened. I waited for a long time outside, about an hour or so, and after that, I was called in. By the time I went back in, I found the mayor had left. The mayor and the deputy mayor had left the meeting. So I went and took my bag and walked away. But they had already taken the decision, which I was not aware of. I was not aware of, no one informed me. I went to my office around closing time. Asking me what is going on. We are right now watching a press conference. Is it at QTV in which you are being accused of committing a fraud?
Yes.
That is how I came to learn that was the decision that they took about us.
Okay, so did you receive a letter?
Yes, I received a letter, I believe, the following morning.
Do you have a copy?
A copy of, the letter was directly from the Director of Administration.
Yes, but do you have a copy here with you?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, please see the copy.
I was able to trace council. I was able to trace my employment letter and the copies of the letters from Aliu Danso. Yes. So let me bring out the other letter that he just asked for. This is the copy of the letter from the Director of Administration. That was dated 26th of July, 2021.
We apply to tender the following documents from the witness, Mrs. Sainabou Matin Sonko. The first is dated the 20th of February 2020. It says, offer of appointment as Chief Executive Officer within the Local Government Service. The second is a letter from KMC. It's a memo addressed to the witness, Sainabou Matin Sonko, CEO at the time, from the Director of Administration, 26th of July 2021, with the subject a detailed handing over note and surrender of office keys and vehicle. The third is a letter from Almond Real Estate, addressed to the Canterbury Municipal Council, in bracket Staff Welfare Association. And the fourth is also a letter from Almond Real Estate, addressed to Canterbury Municipal Council, in bracket Staff Welfare Association, all to be admitted into evidence and marked accordingly.
A letter dated the 20th of February 2020 with reference LM35/131/01 in brackets 80, addressed to Mrs. Sainabou Matin Sonko with the caption offer of appointment as Chief Executive Officer within the local government service. The letter is signed by Sainabou for Permanent Secretary. It is copied to the Chairman, Local Government Service Commission, and it is further copied to the Lord Mayor KMC, Director of Finance, KMC, and a file copy is maintained. A letter dated the 26th of November 2020. The letter is emanating from Almont Real Estate, and it is addressed to the Carnifing Municipal Council Staff Welfare Association. It is signed by Aliou Danso, CEO. Madam Sonko, can you please tell us if you can read the date on this letter that was sent to you?
This is a little bit difficult, but I think it's around March.
No, it's not as a matter of thinking. If you're not sure of the date?
Yes, I am not sure, but the original, from the original, we should be able to tell. Okay. So I will refer to the original and inform the commission tomorrow.
Yes, please get us, we will admit this, but you will please note it in your notepad.
Okay.
That you will provide us with this original.
Okay.
For us to cross-check. A letter also emanating from Almont Real Estate addressed to the Carnifing Municipal Council Welfare Association. The letter is signed by Aliou Danso. A memo dated the 26th of July 2021. It emanated from the Director of Administration. It is copied to the CEO, Sainabou Matin Sonko. It is further copied to the Lord Mayor and DCEO. The subject is a detailed handing over notes and surrender of office keys and vehicle. This is signed by Jaja Cham. These documents are admitted in a bundle together in evidence as an exhibit, and they are marked as LGC/SMS/KMC/002.
Ask the commission, please. Now, just one question before I move to the issue regarding the letter.
Okay.
You had explained to the commission how every morning you'll have a meeting with the mayor, our CEO.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
And how you will take instructions for payments in most cases.
Right.
And mostly it is verbal instructions.
Yes.
And some it will be written instructions.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
And this is every morning that you do as a matter of obligation.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
So if you are taking instructions to the mayor,
yes, realize that this is about the improvement of the staff of the council. And then secondly, signing guarantees, it is within my purview as the Chief Executive Officer of the council. So I realize that lies within my powers to do so as the accounting officer of the council. So I decided to go ahead, and I also feel that I was not tying the revenues or the funds of the council to the bank, because the guarantee was purposely meant to guarantee the welfare, to indicate to the bank that these people are with Carnifing Municipal Council. They are a staff of the council, and the management of the council will ensure that as long as they are committed to the bank, the management will ensure that their repayment will be deducted from their salaries every month and directly pay into the bank's account. So that was the commitment that we are taking on their behalf.
But the loan was taken by the Welfare Association.
Yes.
$12 million.
$12 million.
Did they have the list of the people that wanted to be part of the loan scheme?
The list they came up was a proposal. People they believe will be interested. Because what happened is at the when the loan is disbursed, so before committing anyone, a form will be filled by an interested staff.
Yes.
So when anyone who is interested fill the form and has agreement with the Welfare Association,
yes,
will be allocated, and then the arrangement will.
Yes, but if you now have less people than the proposed names, you now have, let's say, for instance, the proposal, you have 20 names of people part of the Welfare Association that want to be part of it as proposed. But then in reality, only 10 may be interested. How would that make up with the $12 million?
Yes, they also had discussed that in case people are not able to buy from the council, they will go outside and sell.
And sell the property?
Yes, and sell the properties.
But
that was the.
Wait for that. The bank would want you to withdraw the monies from the list of the people that are sent to them. The bank would not want to wait for that. So how would you intend to reconcile this issue? Do you understand my question?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I do very well. Yeah, that was the plan, and the belief was that a lot of people, because this is as a result of people's expression in the council, people's wishes.
Yes.
Yes. So it was with that belief that a lot of people were interested in that scheme.
Again, my only problem with that is, for instance, we run public institutions.
Yes.
And you want to take the risk that the proposed names that they gave you by the staff welfare association, the names that they give you want to believe that they will end up subscribing to this plan, and they would buy land, and then once you deduct their salary, nothing happens. It's not a problem. But if you don't have the confirmation before authorizing, even if you have the power as CEO, let's assume now you have the powers as the CEO. And I understand what you are saying. Council's funds, and that's the truth. That's the honest truth. But the idea is that what you are also presented with as CEO by the Staff Welfare Association, do you think it was sufficient enough to even exercise the powers you think you have as a CEO without confirming that these 20 names are indeed interested, and they have given their expressed interest in purchasing a land, plot of land. So without that, it may create a problem.
Yes, I believe people were going to buy from the council.
But my point is, the belief is not sufficient. That is also the truth. The belief is
because it's the general staff themselves who expressed their wish to have such a scheme.
Yes.
In the council.
Yes.
Yes.
So if you have a resolution of a meeting where the staff, or minutes of meetings where the staff welfare association can come up with to say, yes, it was agreed in a meeting, and that we will contract the bank and get a loan, then that may be sufficient. But if without minutes of meetings, if you have any, you can be given time. If you have any, for instance, but where you presented with minutes of meetings by the welfare association to say it was discussed in the minutes of in the meeting, and then they agreed to come up with a loan scheme.
The meeting we had, we only made the announcement there, and the minutes of that meeting was supposed to be recorded by, like I said yesterday, the Deputy Director of Admin,
yes,
who said he did but had issues with his laptop.
Exactly. So
yes, but I have audios. Fortunately for me, I have recordings of that meeting, audio recordings of that meeting. Announcing it to the Staff Welfare Association, and after that, we said that after we have concluded everything, we will come back to the Staff Welfare Association to inform them and take off from that point.
Yes, I'm not satisfied, I have to say it. I am not satisfied on the fact that regardless of your argument with the mayor, which if there were existing guarantees in relation to loans that were contracted by any bank, then it would not be proper to say that to just single out one and say, well, you did not provide, you don't have authority to provide for this this particular situation. That's one aspect of it. And the idea that you have the power to sign as a chief accounting officer is also debatable, but the structure, the format that you followed with respect to staff welfare association, I am just thinking that if you were presented with a list of people who are interested with their necessary signatures, then they can no longer turn back and say, I was never interested. For anyone in that list to say, I was never interested, that will create a problem for you and for the welfare association.
It's the same format that is used in the case of the RAM sales. It's just the list of staff that they believe will be interested in buying the RAMs. That is used. But at the end of the day, not everyone in the council.
I am now attacking the process.
Yes.
Even if it was done by council, it would not have been proper. You see my point? I do not say that the intention was fraudulent. I am saying the process was not proper. So for anyone to use my name to tie me down for any proposed benefit when I don't give my consent, that would not be proper. So maybe the procedure would have been to have clear people to demonstrate interest, and so that you know, because in the event the loan is given, $12 million against a certain number of names, and the bank acted on it, for instance, and then they should have done their due diligence, the bank, but with the intention that these are the proposed names, and it turns out that as at the time you receive the loan, half of the people listed are not interested, then you are faced with a problem. How do you address it? They have to sell the land. Will the land be eventually sold? It becomes...
And in that case, it's not going to be on installment. It was going to be upfront selling.
May I comment?
Yes.
Madam Sonko,
Yes.
I don't seem to understand, because if you recall yesterday, I was trying to ask in order to understand, because I had mentioned the fact that the RAM sale had an issue. So if you had gone back to check what the issue was, I think I think you would not have signed on behalf of on behalf of the welfare to guarantee that, because you are, in essence, in as much as the welfare is somewhat an independent body, you are tying down that guarantee to the funds of council. Is that not correct?
That's not the way I see it.
Yes, but that is what has transpired in the RAM sale. Because was there an agreement between...
I clarified here yesterday that council was deducting from staff salaries and not paying the funds into the staff welfare association accounts.
Yes, but regardless whether they were not paying or paying, but the fact remains that the agreement that council had with the bank, that is why the bank resorted to taking the money that has been paid into council's account, which would have warranted some problems with the execution of your duty, because they had to take their money, because they have what is called a collateral or a guarantee, that in the event that you do not pay, they have to have recourse on the funds that have been deposited, which are funds that are supposed to be used for the activities of the council. Is that not correct?
Right.
It's correct.
Can you
clarify
more?
Let me clarify.
Yes.
I said, on this issue of the guarantee, you have told us, I have difficulty in understanding certain issues. That is why I am coming up with issues the way I understand it, so that you will clarify issues so that we can have it very clear.
Okay.
I have made mention of the fact that for the RAM how to call it, money that you got from the bank, which was 800,000. I have indicated to you that the council, at some point, they stopped deducting the salaries of the people that have benefited from being given advances to purchase RAM. And you confirmed that. The second thing you confirmed is the fact that you were not aware of the instructions given to stop them to stop the finance department from deducting the monies in a view to making sure that the money at the bank, the loan at the bank, to be serviced. Is that correct?
I think we are mixing two different issues here.
We are not mixing any two different issues. What I'm trying to put across is just listen. Maybe you will get me if you listen. The earlier situation, you guaranteed 800,000. Is that correct?
That is different from the one that you are referring to right now.
I'm trying to link it
to
show that the guarantee, to my understanding, should not have been done. Because if there is already an incident in the council which indicated that an amount was guaranteed and there is still pending money that needs to be paid, even though it is an independent body, the Staff Welfare Association is an independent body, but the finances of the council were tied down and were utilized, and the bank had recourse to claim that money, to take back their money that they have given you, they have given the council to purchase those ramps and give to the staff, even though the Staff Welfare Association is an independent body. So now this 12 million also is in the same line. That is to say, it's an independent body that wants to take, you understand, some money from the bank so that they can pay off the person that is selling them this land, and these people will be paying by installment. The bank has to have something to have as recourse if those monies are not forthcoming into their account. And the thing I believe that has happened is that they have your monies coming into your account. In the event that they don't pay, they will have recourse to your monies. Is that not the case?
In the case of the guarantee for the land itself is a collateral.
Okay.
Yeah, the land itself.
So that was what was used.
That is what was used. But because of the valuator of the land has valued the land a little bit below the amount that was required. Yes. So that was why the bank needed the guarantee from the management.
In addition to
the land
being the
collateral. Yes.
So what was the additional guarantee that they are asking the council to do? Because if you said the amount was lower than the 12 million that you requested for, how much was the valuation?
I think the guy valued the land at around 4 million, if I am right.
So you have an outstanding amount of how much?
6 million.
6 million.
Yes.
So that 6 million, the land, even if they sell the land, hopefully they might end up having.
No.
I'm just giving you a scenario. I said, if there is a default and they were supposed to sell the land and they sell the land, and the bank has said that the value they will get for the land is 4 million. Where are they supposed to get the 6 million from if there is default?
You know, the way it was envisaged, no matter how, at least 50% of those people on the list would be interested in the land. So that will cover that difference. Then the land itself will be a collateral. But the valuator of the land, I don't think did a good job at valuing the land, because if this commission...
Did you accept that valuation?
It was sent to the bank. We did not, because we did not even contract the valuator. The valuator was contracted by the bank.
But did the bank communicate to you that the valuator has presented his valuation?
Yes.
Yes, because that is why they ask you for the collateral, because it is not sufficient. And when that happened, did you ask to review The valuation, or did you contest the valuation?
No,
the bank's evaluators' valuation?
No, we did not contest. Yes.
Council, you may proceed.
Do you have a copy of the guarantee that you have signed from the bank?
Yes, but after Jaja gave me that letter, I wrote back to him.
Yes.
Yeah, I responded to him.
Okay.
The letter to send me home.
Yes.
And he also
Responded back.
yes, responded back. I have a copy of the guarantee I signed.
Yes.
Okay, the one I thought. Oh. No, this is not the one. Liaise with the bank, please. If I am given time, let me liaise with the bank and provide a copy. Yes. Yes. Okay.
Let me repeat that because my mic was not on. Please note it down so that you will not forget.
Okay.
Thank you.
We applied to tender the two documents. The first is a letter from the Director of Administration signed by Mr. Jaya Cham, addressed to the CEO. At the time, Sainabou Matin Sonko, the witness, the 6th of June 2021, with the subject read detailed handing over notes on and surrender of office keys and vehicle. And the response from the witness addressed to the Director of Admin, the date is 26th of July 2021, signed by the witness, into evidence as it is.
A memo dated the 6th of June 2021. It is addressed to the Chief Executive Officer, Sainabou Matin Sonko, copied to the Lord Mayor, Deputy CEO, and a file copy was maintained. The letter emanated from the Director of Administration. It has the subject, read detailed handing over notes and surrender of office keys and a vehicle. The letter is signed by Jaji Cham. A memo dated the 26th of July 2021. The memo is addressed to the Director of Admin and it is copied to the PS, Ministry of Local Government and Lands, also copied to the Lord Mayor and Deputy CEO. The letter emanated from the Chief Executive Officer, and it has the caption, detailed handing over notes and surrender of office keys and vehicle. The letter is signed by Sainabou Matin Sonko. These two documents are admitted in evidence as exhibit, and they are marked as LGC/SMS/KMC/003.
As a commission places, may I have the exhibit 002 and 3? Now I will read the letter signed by Jaya Cham in relation to your suspension. The letter dated 26th of July 2021. Let's start with the one dated the 6th of June 2021. It says, reference is made to your memo dated the 26th of day of July 2021. Kindly be informed that Section 43 of the Local Government Act provides that the Chief Executive Officer shall be answerable to Council and be subject to its direction and control. The Council, by resolution made on the 26th of day of July 2021, has directed that you prepare detailed handing over notes and further that you surrender your office and vehicle keys to the Director of Administration. You were also directed to proceed on indefinite leave. The Council is authorized to issue these directions, and you have no right to refuse to adhere to them. Further, the vehicle and the office are Council assets, and the Council is authorized to make decisions in respect of Council assets. You are required to comply with the directions made by the Council by its resolution. This is dated the 6th of June 2021, correct?
July or June?
Well, the date must have been wrong. It says 6th of June 2021. And it is making reference to a letter or the resolution of the 26th of July 2021. That must have been an error.
Yeah.
And you responded?
Yes, I did.
26th July 2021, you said this is to acknowledge receipt of your memo dated today, Monday, July 26, 2021, in respect to the above caption. According to the Local Government Service Commission Regulations 2010, you have no mandate to address such an inappropriate document to your Chief Executive Officer. In accordance with Part 5 of the Service Regulations, the Commission shall be the sole responsible authority in the matters concerning the disciplinary control of the local government offices, above categories 1 and 2, including the Chief Executive Officer. Therefore, I shall not hand over the keys to my office and the vehicle to anyone unless the instructions come from the Service Commission. And the letter dated 26th of July 2021 from the Admin Director, Jaya Cham, says, with reference to the General Council resolution of Monday, July 26, 2021, you are being requested to do a detailed handing over notes and surrender your office keys and vehicle to the Director of Admin and proceed on an indefinite leave until the allegations against you relating to the facility acquired by the KMC Staff Welfare Association, which was endorsed by you, is fully investigated. Until the facts are established, you will be paid your basic salary on there. Now, this correspondences really transpired between yourself and the Director of Admin, Jaya Cham, correct?
Yes.
Now, what was the environment? Did you end up hand over this to provide a handover note and to submit the keys with respect to the office and your vehicle?
No, I did not.
Is there any reason why
Because I believe that due process was not followed in sending me home.
Yes.
Yes. Because I was not given the opportunity to be heard. This decision was just taken and implemented on us.
Yes.
Yes. So we also reported to the ministry. We wrote a petition to the ministry about the unfair treatment.
You reported the matter?
Yes, to the ministry.
You wrote to the ministry?
Yes, we wrote a petition to the Honorable Minister.
How many of you?
At the time, myself, the executive of the welfare, who were involved, Bakari Jao, Babukar Sanyang, Mamka Babas.
Now, the ministry, of course, wrote to the council to say that the procedure they adopted was wrong.
Yes.
And that you have to go back to the office.
That's right.
Was that done?
That could not be done because I was eventually locked out of my office, and the keys to the vehicle of the CEO was seized from my driver.
Okay, let me read to you the letter. It says, Local Government Service Commission, 2nd February 2023, addressed to the Deputy Chief Executive Officer, Caribbean Municipal Council, recommendation for an interdiction of Sainabou Matin Sonko and co to proceed on administrative leave. I invite reference to your letter dated 12th of December 2022 pertaining to the above captioned subject. The Local Government Service Commission at its meeting of the 26th of January 2023 have noted with concern that the decision of the Caribbean Municipal Council to interdict or send Sainabou Matin Sonko and others on indefinite administrative leave did not follow due process, as it was without prior notification and approval of the Commission. Now, furthermore, the High Court of the Gambia, in its ruling of the 24th of October 2022, refused to grant application to restrain the first to the fifth defendant, Sainabou Matin Sonko and co, from entering or doing anything on the premises of the plaintiff pending determination of the substantive case. On the basis of the above, the Local Government Service Commission have decided that Sainabou Matin Sonko and 4 others should resume work with immediate effect. Any subsequent decision by the Commission will be based on the final outcome of the court. By a copy of this letter, Ms. Sainabou Matin Sonko and co are hereby asked to resume work with immediate effect. Now, the Honorable Minister was copied, the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Lands and the General Government copied, Lord Mayor, Carnival Municipal Council copied, you were copied, Dr. Ali Keta, Mam Kababas, Babukar Sanyang, and Bakari Chao were all copied. Now, what happened after this letter?
We were asked to report to work. I think that was in August, if I am right, the first attempt. But we were refused entry. Yes, because when we got there, we found the municipal police personnel at the gate, and they informed us that they were instructed not to allow us to enter the premises of the council. Yes.
Enter?
No, we were denied entry.
So this back and forth correspondence, the council's lawyer, you know the council lawyer at the time?
The council, yeah, she is Yasin Senghor, I know her.
In fact, what was Yasin Senghor's role when you were CEO? What was his role in council?
Normally she would advise us on legal matters and also represent us when we have court cases.
So she serves as your outside counsel, your retained counsel? The council's retained lawyer?
Yes.
Does she serve as a secretary to any of your companies as well?
Yes, the Carnival Municipal Transport.
The KMT?
KMT.
As
secretary?
Secretary to
yes, to the board.
To the board?
Yes.
That is different from her role as the outside counsel?
Yes.
Why is that?
Well, I can't answer that question.
You are the CEO, you should answer that question.
She was just appointed like every other board member.
How were the other board members appointed? You don't know?
I believe it was decided in the mayor's office.
Mayor's office?
Yes.
You believe or you're sure?
You know, we had series of meetings regarding the setting of the municipal transport.
Yes.
Yes.
And who would be present in these minutes?
The mayor used to be at the beginning until the board was set up.
How many lawyers do you have?
We have, during my time, we have Yasin.
How many lawyers have you encountered?
Yasin.
Okay, I will come back to that. We have the letter from Yasin Senghor, 28th of February 2023, addressed to the Permanent Secretary. It says, request to hand over to the Chief Executive Officer. That's in relation to the communications between the Permanent Secretary and the Local Government Commission. From the Permanent Secretary as well, which we believe would be wrong. We had dealt with the Permanent Secretary in the Commission. Let me see, at the level of the lawyers, I don't know what the commissioners think. Okay. It would be wrong for the Permanent Secretary to write on behalf of the Local Government Service Commission. So, but we had already dealt with that issue in the beginning. She wrote, Senghor Law Practice, that I act for the Caribbean Municipal Council. Your letter dated the 27th of February 2023, addressed to my client with reference MOLGL/C/116 in bracket 57 3 Kindly note that the Ministry of Lands and Regional Government and Religious Affairs has neither the constitutional nor legislative mandate to issue a directive to a member of my client's staff in respect of administrative matters. Kindly advise yourself accordingly. I am further instructed that your ministry has caused several acts of vandalism to occur upon my client's premises, as well as caused armed personnel of the Police Intervention Unit to forcefully occupy the same. Your actions are a clear violation of the Constitution, and I am instructed to take immediate legal action against you. You shall be served immediately. We expect that upon receipt of the letter, you will desist from all further actions that would undermine or overreach the decision of the court. Should you take any further actions, we will not hesitate to bring contempt against you. So there was a serious, let me say, fight between KMC and the Ministry of Local Governments and Lands.
Yes, because
in relation to your issue.
That's right, because after passing the resolution to send us on indefinite leave, the council further took the matter to the courts.
Yes.
And also reported it to the police. Yes. And the court, because we were not represented at the court, at the High Court,
yes,
granted the council the request to, how to put it again, the council requested for us to be restrained from entering.
Yes.
Yes, from entering the council.
Yes.
Yes, and that was granted by the court.
To have you restrained?
Yes, to have us restrained.
From entering the premises?
Yes, from entering the premises.
Well, we have a different information, but if you can provide that judgment you're referring to or ruling, I believe we have a different information. But please provide the ruling. Yes,
I will.
Then we'll talk about that.
Yes, I will.
There was a further letter from Senghor Law Practice, 14th of April 2023. It says final instructions to hand over to the Chief Executive Officer and warning for insubordination. We act from Caribbean Municipal Council, 57 Mamadi Manjang Highway in the Caribbean Municipality of the Gambia. Our client has forwarded to us your letter dated the 12th day of April 2023, bearing reference LM 35/131/01/IV in bracket 124. The said letter was addressed to the Deputy Chief Executive Officer of the Council and copied to the Lord Mayor. By this said letter, your said ministry sought to give directions to the Deputy Chief Executive Officer. We have been instructed to draw to your attention the provisions of the Section 43 of the Local Government Act, which provides that the Chief Executive shall be answerable to Council and be subject to its direction and control. Now, the Council has, by a resolution passed on the 3rd day of August 2021, directed the Chief Executive Officer to proceed on indefinite leave. This resolution remains effective and has not been rescinded by the Council. The Council passed a further resolution on the 24th day of February 2023, confirming its earlier resolution sending the Chief Executive Officer on leave. By this resolution, the Council directed the Deputy Chief Executive Officer to continue to run the affairs of the Council until further notice. Your Ministry has no authority to issue directions to the Deputy Chief Executive Officer or to make any threat of disciplinary actions against him. Section 119 of the Local Government Act provides that the Local Government Service Commission shall be independent and shall not be subject to the direction and control of any person or authority. Your Ministry, therefore, cannot issue letters which are allegedly sent on behalf of the Local Government Service Commission. Now, in this letter, the lawyer is still stressing the fact that the Ministry has no powers to give instructions to Council, which is true in this regard. But the Local Government Commission has the powers. The reference was made to Section 43 in relation to your or a CEO's or staff dismissal or suspension.
Okay.
Do you agree that the Council has the power to suspend you?
No.
Why?
The Council can only recommend. It's the Local Government Service Commission that has the authority to appoint and take disciplinary measures against the CEO. Now,
Section 45 of the Act, the Local Government Act 2022, says that removal of Chief Executive and Clerk, correct? Now, it says that the Council may recommend to the Local Government Service Commission the removal of a Chief Executive or Clerk as the case may be on any of the following grounds: abuse of office, incompetence, misconduct, or such physical or mental incapacity as to render him or her incapable of performing the functions.
That's right.
Now, if they are to recommend, I will agree with you that they do not have the powers to suspend.
Yes, the Council can only recommend, and in our case, the matter was not even referred to the Establishment and Appointment Committee to investigate, and that's the procedure that should have been followed. Yes, after the Establishment and Appointment Committee did their investigation, they should also report it to the General Council for the General Council to take a decision and forward it to the Local Government Service Commission. But in our case, that never happened.
Now, Section 37 talks about the Establishment Committee, functions of the Establishment Committee.
Yes, that's right.
It says, the Establishment Committee shall, subject to this Act and any other enactment, be responsible for A, recommending to its Local Government Service Commission the appointment, dismissal, conditions of service and discipline of officers and other employees of its council and any matter connected therewith, and B, such other functions as its councils may deem fit. Now, you were suspended by the council through a resolution.
Yes.
Clearly contrary to the dictates of the law. That does not in any way have to do with whether your actions in relation to the to guaranteeing the bank the welfare association in relation to the loan is right or wrong. And I have to stress that the idea that you serve you sign to guarantee the
welfare
association was proper or not will depend on the circumstances. You understand that? And so we will wait for you to bring the document in relation to that, and so we will discuss that further.
Okay.
So how was this issue resolved? Did you at any point in time were you at any point in time called back to work at the level of the area council?
Yes, so we continued the court case continued.
Yes.
Yeah. Initially, we contracted lawyer Antumangay.
Yes.
But because of the fee was too high for us to afford, so we ended up going back to the state. That is through the ministry to represent us. So I think sometime in October of 2022, the court ordered that we return to work.
So I believe we have the letter you wrote to the mayor when you were asked to apologize. Let me see whether you'll confirm that this is the letter.
Yes. Yes, that is the letter. It's the letter.
We apply to tender the letter or a letter addressed to the Lord Mayor from the Chief Executive at the time, Sainabou Matin Sonko. The date is 15th of July 2021 with the subject corporate guarantee in favor of the Staff Welfare Association. It's in a KMC letterhead that is signed by the witness into evidence as an exhibit. It's in relation to the apology that the witness said that the mayor requested through Kan Mustafa Kanye and others to write in relation to the corporate guarantee.
A letter dated the 15th of July 2021. The letter is from the Chief Executive Officer and it is addressed to the Lord Mayor, and it has subject corporate guarantee in favor of the Staff Welfare Association. The letter is signed by Sainabou Matin Sonko. The letter is admitted in evidence as an exhibit. It is marked as LGC/SMS/KMC/004.
Which places? Now, may I just read the letter, Madam Chair? It says, corporate guarantee in favor of Staff Welfare Association. Sequel to the approval of a loan facilitated by Arab Gambia Islamic Bank in favor of the Staff Welfare Association, I wish to write and explain the circumstances surrounding the signing of the corporate guarantee for the said loan facility. When I assumed the position of the CEO, then Mr. Bakari Jawa was the acting Deputy Chief Executive Officer. During my briefing with him, he informed me of the existence of the welfare. Then I inquired what activities they are engaged in, and Mr. Jawa explained that they take care of the welfare of staff, including giving soft loans and Tobaski Rams sales to interested staff at low interest rate. These are managed from monthly contributions deducted from staff salaries. He also highlighted that their major constraint was the lack of the financial muscle to adequately take care of staff welfare demands as and when required. Now, through my interaction with the executive of the welfare, also coupled with the fact that as the CEO, staff come to my office almost on a daily basis in distress situations, seeking financial support from the council in terms of acquiring a shelter for their families, paying for schools, medical bills, etc. And my hands are tied because I cannot approve loans for staff due to the embargo on loans. The staff, as a result of a general resolution, I came with a vision that is to revive the operations of the welfare and turn it into sort of a microfinance body that can acquire assets, land for resale to the staff, and as well engage in any viable business activity in the interest of the welfare, as mandated by the recently approved service rules. Now, for the welfare, that I sold the executive and the general staff body bought the concept from me because we saw as an opportunity to grow the financial muscles of the welfare to be in better position to serve the welfare needs of the staff as expected. Now, therefore, through my leadership and direction, the welfare brokered a loan facility from Ajib to acquire a piece of property measuring 100 by 100 square kilometers situated in Brufut to be reallocated to interested staff who are eligible in accordance with the service rules. True, I gave a corporate guarantee to the welfare of the mentioned loan facility, oversight to get back to the Lord Mayor, even though we had discussed the issue on a few occasions and did not come to terms on the matter. I did proposed it in the best interest of the general staff, as I have had series of consultation with the welfare executive and also have announced this intention to the general staff. When we had a first meeting of the welfare that was held in May of this year, however, the fact that the transaction is perceived to be illegal and the Ajib was instructed to freeze the account of the property vendor to null the entire agreement between Ajib and Welfare Association and between the Welfare Association and the property vendor, I therefore truly regret my actions and any inconvenience that may have emanated from the loan acquisition from Ajib. I wish to seize this opportunity to promise that this is a great lesson for me and shall never be repeated in my lifetime. This you wrote to Mayor.
Yes.
And you had said that even though it is not an apology, an admission, but you wrote this letter to say that you will not do these actions again. Correct?
That's right.
And you had said that it is as a result of interventions from Mustafa Kani.
Yes.
And is it Alaji Conte?
Yes.
Dabanani.
Yes, Dabanani.
Correct. Now, after this letter, then the KMC went in public.
Yes.
Now, again, I had asked this question in 2 occasions, but the idea is, would you not think it would have been much better to engage the council, even though it is a guarantee to say that you will pay the salaries of these individuals? Do you not think it would have been much better to just engage the council in relation to this guarantee, considering that you are answerable to council?
I consulted with the mayor.
Yes.
I consulted because I did not want to do things behind him and the council.
Yes.
Yes. So, but as time went by, and given the fact that this guarantee is within my responsibilities,
Yes.
or terms of reference,
Yes.
as the chief accounting officer.
Yes.
So, and given the fact that the staff were in, the association was really in their need of the guarantee to move on with their activities.
Yes.
I decided to take the risk, which I believe was going to be a positive one that would add value to the lives of the...
No one doubt that.
Yes.
No one doubt that.
Yes.
But we're just looking at the environment. You have country, you are a CEO. Yes, you may have some powers, yes. But then we want to look at the best situation where you can exercise these powers. Not in isolation. We don't want to have powers given to individuals that would not be checked. The idea that people can exercise powers without being fact-checked would be dangerous in any normal society. So your powers, you have always been saying. Again, if you look at the Global Government Act 2002, the section 42 talks about the administration of the country. It says that there shall be a chief executive for each council, whose office shall be an office in the local government service and shall, subject to the provisions of this act, be subject to the terms and conditions which may be prescribed for the local government service. A chief executive shall be appointed by a local government service commission after consultation with the chairperson, who may attend all proceedings and deliberations of the commission when considering the appointment of a chief executive. Now 3, it says applications for the office of the chief executive shall be submitted to the council for its prior comments. Now section 43 sub 1 says, the chief executive shall manage the affairs of the council and shall be answerable to council and be subject to its direction and control. Do you see that?
Yes, that's
2 says a chief executive shall in the exercise office or have functions report to the chairperson.
I do that.
Now, I am coming to my question. I just want to make sure we have what your functions are and to know whether your actions were within the act or not. 3 says, without prejudice to the generality of the provisions of this section, a chief executive shall be an ex-officio member, be responsible for the day-to-day performance of the executive and administrative functions of the council and the implementation of all the of its decisions, supervise, monitor, and coordinate the activities of the departments of council, be the accounting officer of council, be the custodian of all documents, perform such other functions as are required by this act. Now, even if you believe you had the powers to act, the law says you must report.
Yes.
You did not report.
Well, the intention was to do that because at the time of the approval of the loan, it also coincided with my travel to Dakar. UNOPS organized a study tour for councils, the urban councils, to Dakar.
Yes.
So I went for that trip, and I learned just before leaving the country, I learned that the loan was in. So I advised the welfare executive that hold on until I return from Dakar, and when we come, when I return, I was planning to see the mayor and also to convene a staff.
But when is the period?
No, that was.
How long did it take before the mayor directed this issue?
No, it was just about a week. It was just about, because the loan was approved, I think within 48 hours or so, because I was so busy with my travel arrangements.
Yes.
I did not have time to do anything.
Yes.
So I told them to hold on, because it was going to be a big excitement. So I advised them to hold on until I returned from my travel, then to consult with the mayor and to also inform the staff. It was going to be a big thing.
2 things happened here. You had a discussion with the mayor.
Yes.
During your normal discussion routine, every single morning you will meet. And not only you, we have had evidence that the mayor was in control. He took part in endorsing payments. That evidence we have. And he has to report that evidence. He has to do that. But the issue is, if that was the norm, and that was the culture, and you are playing by the book, when it comes to this signature, and the law says you must operate within the direction and control of council. He represents council. The mayor or the chairperson or the mayoress, as the case may be, they represent council on your daily administration. Do you understand that? So if you are under their direction and control, but then maybe you could not agree with the mayor, there is no resolution coming up from council. You may be within your rights to say that. You may be within the law to say that. But even after they take a decision, you would have been proper to report to council.
Yes, I did not agree with the mayor in terms of the management of the Staff Welfare Association, because they are seeing the affairs of the staff welfare as that of council.
Yes.
And it's an independent body.
I agree.
Yes. So that is the only difference we had. Because they even go to the point of interfering with the administration of the association.
That would be wrong. But unfortunately, because the association can sue and be sued, they are independent. Again, as you have said, I wouldn't want to hold brief for them or argue on their behalf. That would be wrong, but not on their behalf. The idea is that, yes, you have acted, you believe within your capacity, within your capacity as CEO, which is of course debatable. The commissioners will decide whether you have the powers to unilaterally act on your own or not. That's the decision they will have to take. But then the law says you have to report back to council.
I would have done that.
And we don't have evidence of that,
yes,
unfortunately.
That's right, because this issue came up even before I returned from Dakar. Yes. Okay. I was not given the opportunity. The mayor did not even sit down with me to ask my side of the story.
I just thought I would put it to you.
He just accused me of fraud and said I should tender an apology letter.
So I just thought I would put it to you, the idea that you have explained the circumstances, but the idea that council in one way or the other have control over what the CEO does. Either you account for it before it is done or after it is done. The law doesn't say you have to account for everything, you have to take permission for everything before it is done. That's not how it works. You have to sign something, then you seek permission first from them. That's not what the law says entirely. But the reporting mechanism is much more fundamental here. And so the evidence is you have not reported. Your evidence is that there was no enough time to do that. And again, the commissioners will decide. But the other issue I asked you.
Can I
yes,
comment before
yes.
you ask the next question? Madam Sonko, you have told the commission earlier on that you spoke to the mayor on this issue. At what point did you speak to the mayor? Was it before you went to Dakar?
No,
on this particular issue.
I had series of consultation with the mayor regarding
this issue.
Yes, regarding the guarantee issue.
Yes, but what was his take on you taking on to guarantee?
That we needed a general council resolution to do that.
But don't you think he was right?
No, I don't think so.
You didn't think so?
No.
The provisions of the law that have been read to you, in as much as I understand, and I know for a fact that the association is an independent body that can sue and be sued, don't you think he has a right to understand what the staff under him working in the council are engaging themselves in, because he has to be answerable to some actions of these people at one point in time, if the need arises? Don't you think he has a right to know what the staff are engaged in?
Like I said.
Yes. No, answer the question first. Answer the question.
Yes, he has.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, and I was going to.
Yes.
Yes, and I was, like I said, I traveled to Dakar.
Yes.
And the advice I gave the executive was to hold on until I return, then inform the mayor and we convene a meeting.
And when, for you as a CEO, when you decided to go contrary to his advice in waiting to have a resolution for you to go on, you having the belief that you can do it without a resolution, did you write to him saying that you believe that you can go ahead and guarantee despite a resolution? Did you write to him?
No. But like I said, the CEOs before have been guaranteeing the welfare without a resolution.
But yes, even though there is a precedent of CEOs guaranteeing, but there were no issues.
And in the local government...
Listen. There were no issues, right?
No.
And if you had discussed with the mayor and he has highlighted that he would want a resolution to be done, and you strongly believe that it is within your rights as provided for by the law to proceed and sign the guarantee, don't you think you should have written to say, yes, you have instructed that we should do a resolution, but I think this is within my purview to do so, and put it in writing, just not to rely on verbal discussions? Yeah,
that's right, Madam Chairperson. But in the Local Government Act, there is nowhere it is stated that the CEO needs a general council resolution to guarantee anyone. It's not only the welfare association that I have guaranteed at the council. I have guaranteed staff. Because banks require the chief accounting officer to guarantee, even in other institutions, the MD or the HR acting on behalf of the management must give a guarantee to individual staff if they need a bank loan, and I have been doing that.
Council, you may proceed.
I didn't have any issue with it until we came to the Welfare Association.
Council, you may proceed.
Now, I've asked you how many lawyers you have. When you come back with the guarantee, then we will discuss it further, okay? I've asked you how many lawyers you have or you have worked with as CEO. You said Ms. Senghor.
Yasin Senghor, and I think she had a staff at the council.
Okay. How about KMT? Have you worked with any lawyer at KMT? Or the task force on waste processing, do you recall?
With a lawyer.
Let me show you we have minutes of meeting, the 17th of March 2020. You were present at the time? Mm-hmm. You were in 2020, you were not there?
March 2020. I was there. I started on the 9th of March.
Started on the 9th of March 2020?
Yes.
So we have here minutes of meeting with Contracts Committee and Task Force on Waste Processing. 17th March 2020. And the people in attendance says Contracts Committee members, Deputy Mayor Musaba, Councillor Bakau Newtown, Binta Jane Java, Chief Executive Officer KMC, Sainabou Matin Sonko, Director of Services KMC, Lamin S. Sanyang, Director of Finance Aliu Keita, Deputy Director of Finance Sheriff Njai, Director of Planning KMC Nima Kamara, Procurement Manager KMC Fatumata S. Chan, an expert Dauda Bari, another expert Omar Kamara. You did recall this meeting?
Yes, I do.
That is in relation to what?
This meeting was in relation to...
Please speak into the microphone. Is it respect to the fencing or?
It was in relation to the fencing of the Bakote dump site. Yeah, the tender process.
Yes.
And
so you recognize that minute of meeting?
Yes. Yes, I do, definitely.
The minutes of the meeting, okay.
Yes.
Let me have it admitted and we can discuss it quickly. We applied to tender the minutes of meetings, the joint meeting with the Contracts Committee and Task Force on Waste Processing on 17 March 2020 into evidence as an exhibit.
The joint meeting with Contracts Committee and Task Force on Waste Management minutes is dated the 17th of March 2020. The said minutes are admitted in evidence as exhibit, and they are marked as LGC/SMS/KMC/005. Yes, I believe it's a convenient point to stop. We will continue tomorrow.
Okay, I just want to read just the minutes and we close it, if I am permitted.
I have already given order that we are holding it till tomorrow. You may write.